Hi guys, I'm Anna.
And I'm Brian.
And we are Those Annoying Vegans!
And we are back at the table for another mukbang. Today we're going to be doing the Blaire White video. Oh my goodness. The Blaire White video. Now we know that the video was uploaded like almost
a week and a half.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
In YouTube days.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago.
Jumps on it pretty quickly. We had some family in town. We did not jump on it quickly, but we were asked, hey, what'd you think of the Blaire White video? And we saw all the other vegan YouTubers uploading their comment on the Blaire White video. And so what we did is we waited and we didn't watch it at all.
And we didn't watch any of the other vegan YouTubers' videos either.
Nope.
So that we can genuinely offer you guys our live opinion. I think this is gonna be the first time we do something like this where we watch it without preparing anything ahead of time.
Yeah, super professional. We're just gonna watch it and let you know what we think off the top of the old noggin. Right up front, we don't really follow Blaire White. We've never seen any of her videos. The only thing we know about her is that she moderated the debate between Vegan Gains and Roaming Millennial. Yeah. And we have a response to the Roaming Millennial video as well. You can check that out down below.
And of course, for this mukbang, we'll be having one of our favorite breakfast recipes. You can find it on our channel. It's our vegan tofu scramble.
Oh yeah.
With our potatoes that are not really on our channel. We just make potatoes as a side.
They're just red potatoes. We used the Trader Joe's seasoning salt and added some thyme.
And the most important thing about this recipe is that there are no added oils. We saute everything in veggie broth.
Actually, we used water this time. When you heat up water, it turns into this magical stuff called steam. And then you put a lid over the pan on the stove, and then it steams your food.
And if you have nonstick pans, you're in the clear.
There's like no reason to eat eggs.
That's good. I'm happy.
Make this.
And we still have to get that salt, the black salt.
The kala namak black egg salt.
I haven't tried that yet.
We know. We know. And this is mango juice.
Mango juice. Cheers. Okay, here we go.
This video is sponsored by me. My official merch store is now online. This is a great way to support the channel and also get an awesome shirt, hoodie, mug, or a pair of socks. Link in the description. Well, hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time if you are a newcomer, in which case I have to say, sorry you stumbled across me. Today is a bit of a different kind of video. One of the most frequently asked questions on my channel is, Blaire, are you vegan? And it's asked for a few different reasons. The main one being the fact that I have this tattoo on my wrist. It's tattooed at such a weird angle, it's hard to even show you, but this is a vegan symbol. Some people are like, is that, you know, a music note? Is that a V for vagine? Which, y'all are nasty. But it is the vegan symbol. I got it when I was 18 years old. And I have been vegan, or I was vegan, for 10 years of my life, from age 14 to now 24, which is like 54 in tranny years, but moving on. So I recently stopped being vegan. And I feel like I'm a little nervous to even do this video because anytime, especially on YouTube, that you talk about veganism on the internet, it's like the floodgates are open and people have such strong feelings about it, whether they are militant vegans or they hate vegans and think they're preachy. Any vegan subscribers that are watching, I know you're out there. I hope you know I'm not attacking veganism. I was a vegan for 10 years of my life. This is just my story of why I recently stopped. I originally went vegan for ethical and health reasons. So the ethical was I didn't like factory farming. I didn't like the practices used in the killing of the animals for meat. And I also became vegan for health issues. I wanted to lose weight and it worked. I actually lost a lot of weight very quickly upon going vegan. Once I cut out cheese especially, I felt like my weight just dropped, which was great for me at the time, but I went a little too far and I got a little skinny, as you can see in this picture. Now, things were great in the first few years of being vegan. I felt like I had more energy. I felt healthier. I felt like I looked better and things were great. However, but once I got a little farther into veganism, I realized that my health was actually declining a little bit. I started getting extreme.
She said she was vegan for a few years before she started experiencing health issues.
I don't know what those issues would be. And she said she lost weight when she gave up the dairy, which you and I both experience the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's natural.
Give up animal products, you're going to lose weight. She also said she went vegan for ethical reasons, ethical and health. I'm intrigued to know what changed. on the ethical perspective. I mean, you could argue that she never was vegan because vegan implies an ethical component, meaning that once you're aware of the horrific conditions that farm animals are raised in, you don't go back.
Yeah.
Once you're awakened, then you go, oh my gosh, this is horrible.
Now, granted, as we've said in a previous video with Mike the Vegan, we don't feel like there is a right way to be vegan as long as you're vegan and thus helping the cause. But there is something to say about having that ethical component. I think it strengthens the movement. I think it keeps you committed. So let's see what changed.
Let's continue.
I started getting extremely, extremely pale, which I'm naturally pale and I'm spray tanned right now, but I'm talking like so pale you could see every vein in my body, and it was pretty gross. I started getting extremely lethargic, and when I say lethargic, I mean there were times where I would tell my boyfriend, you know, I can't get out of bed. It's not even the matter of I don't want to get out of bed. I'm not even being lazy. It's like I can't get out of bed. I have no energy to even move my body off of this bed.
I don't think that being vegan has anything to do with how pale or tan you are.
No.
I think that's a matter of
Going into the sunlight.
long you're in the sunlight.
When we're out at the beach all summer long playing volleyball, we get darker.
Look at our older video, like our videos from last summer. We're much more tan.
I don't know. I went vegan 2.5 years ago now. I'm just as white as I was.
The lethargy, we've talked about this before. How much are you eating? I mean, lethargy is intrinsically tied to your caloric intake. And as we all know, when you go vegan, you should be eating more to maintain your daily caloric intake. We all have a DV that is ideal. And you got to figure out what that is. We eat several times a day. Not huge meals, but, you know, we snack here and there. We have nuts. We have oatmeal, fruit, veggies. Yeah.
We eat when we want.
We eat
as much as we want. And never a problem. I mean, I just loaded this plate. Half of the plate was potatoes. People on that low-carb diet would be like, oh my God, what are you doing? Potatoes.
They're potatoes.
They're not candy bars. It's potato. It's a whole potato, just heated with water. You have to understand that cheese, like she said, especially after giving up dairy, she lost a lot of weight. Why? Well, dairy is the #1 source of saturated fat, and it's calorically very dense. There's so many calories in such a little bit of cheese. And the same thing goes for eggs and meat.
As we pointed out before, you plug in the info on Chronometer, and 1 ounce of cheese is 100 calories. 1 potato is 100 calories-ish. Which one's going to fill you the most?
There was also times where if I was getting out of bed or standing up after sitting down for not even that long of amount of time, I would feel like I was going to faint. Everything would get fuzzy, my body would go really weak, and I'd have to sit back down because for some reason I didn't even have the energy or the strength to get myself up. I almost passed out. I'm a young, in shape, supposedly eating healthy, but I'm about to faint from just sitting down in a chair for 5 minutes. And hopefully it's not TMI, but I also started getting really bad digestive issues. We all know I have reproductive issues, honey, but it was digestive issues. I would get extremely bad stomach aches from almost everything I ate. I could eat some watermelon, which is, almost entirely water, and I would get stomach pains, and it was almost like my body couldn't process like any amount of food. It was really, really scary. And so after about 6 months of the digestive issues, the looking freakishly pale.
Wait.
6 months.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, guys. When you start experiencing any sort of health issue, don't let it go for 6 months. Go to the doctor. I mean, here's the thing.
Yeah, people self-diagnose all the time. I feel this way. It must be the vegan diet. I look this way. It must be the vegan diet. When you're eating a non-vegan diet, it's never like the steak and the cheese is never the problem.
6 months of digestive issues is a lot to put up with. It makes me wonder what her vegan lifestyle was like.
Yeah. Was it whole plant food or mock meats and stuff like that?
Yeah. And how much were you eating a day? Were you hydrating well? I mean, there's so much that we don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The passing out nearly when I'm standing up out of bed or off a chair, lethargic, depression. I started saying, okay, something is wrong, something's out of balance. something's out of whack and I have to look into it. So what I did was I went to a doctor and I got all my levels checked. And basically, lo and behold, there were several things that were extremely deficient. And keep in mind, in being vegan, I actually ate, in my mind, very, very healthy. I ate almost all fruits and vegetables. I ate a variety of fruits and vegetables, lots of beans, nuts, rice, all that type of stuff. So it's not like I was just eating junk food or something. But lo and behold, upon going to a doctor, I was deficient in so many things. In particular, B12, I was disastrously deficient. And if you don't know, B12 is something that is not present in plant-based foods. So, you know, being vegan, you're going to be B12 deficient unless you take supplements. So that was the first thing I was very deficient in.
Okay.
So
goes for meat eaters too, by the way.
Yeah.
B12 is not solely a vegan problem. Like Blaire said, B12 does not come from plants, nor does it come from animals. Animals are supplemented B12. Like we've said before, 90% of the world's B12 supplements go straight to livestock.
Yeah.
Because they're in dark sheds, they're not grazing, so they get deficient too.
So if you eat meat for B12, you're already taking a B12 supplement. You're just taking it through a cow, through a chicken, through a pig. Like, why wouldn't you just take the B12 supplement?
Right.
And maybe we'll find out later, but were you taking a B12 supplement for 10 years? Because sure, if you're eating only plants and you're drinking chlorinated distilled water and you're showering regularly
and you're washing your hands.
You're washing your hands all the time and you live inside in a clean apartment or house or whatever, of course, you're not going to be exposed to the natural amount of bacteria that we would have been exposed to, you know, back in ancestral times. But you also make videos on YouTube, which is also not something that our ancestors did either. So why wouldn't you just take a B12 supplement?
Maybe you shouldn't know, too.
No, could be.
We'll see.
There were a few others, but the other big one was vitamin D. Now, he said I was the lowest in vitamin D that he had ever seen. Ever. And it's also widely known that vitamin D is not something that's easily found in plant-based foods, but a lot of vegans on YouTube will say that if you just go outside, you know, there's vitamin D in sunlight, which is true, but I'm outside in the sun all of the time, so I didn't really understand that.
Here's the thing though, vitamin D absorption occurs when you are not wearing sunblock, which can make it a little tricky, and different people absorb vitamin D differently based on how dark they are.
As she said, she has light skin. She will convert more vitamin D more quickly, absorb more of the sun's rays than a person with darker skin, for example, because that's what the melanin in the skin does, is it shields you from the sun. That's why when you expose yourself to a lot of sunlight in the summertime, your body produces more melanin in an attempt to shield you from the sun. Isn't it wonderful how the body works?
Yeah.
This is an amazing machine. So if you are, as you say, outside in the sun all the time, how is it that you're this pale?
We don't know, but she's probably
wearing
sunblock. Yeah, because she looks like she has healthy skin.
Then that would explain the lack of vitamin D conversion. I mean, if you're getting a lot of sunlight on your skin a lot of the time, your body will create vitamin D unless you're blocking out the sun's rays with sunscreen.
You have soy milk is generally always fortified with vitamin D.
The same thing that the cow's milk is fortified with, by the way. So again, if you drink milk for vitamin D, you're already taking a vitamin D supplement. Dr. Neil Barnard of the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine advises that everyone, no matter if you eat a lot of meat and a lot of cheese and a lot of eggs, or if you're 100% whole foods vegan or anywhere in between, he recommends that you supplement B12 and vitamin D. And the reason for vitamin D is because it also depends where on the globe you are. I mean, if you're further from the equator, you get less exposure to the sun, fewer times in the year. And so if we were living in the plains of Africa, like we once were, we would have been exposed to sunlight all the time, and we wouldn't be living in houses and apartments, and we wouldn't be constantly shielding ourselves from the sun. We would have gotten plenty of exposure to the sun. But then human beings decided to move to like the Netherlands and Canada and Chile and all these other places that are all over the globe.
Yeah.
So just take the supplement or make sure you eat it.
So basically the doctor told me, so are you vegan? I said, I'm absolutely vegan. I've been vegan for damn near a decade. And he was like, okay, so you're going to have to either take supplements to make up for all of these things you're deficient in, which would be a lot of supplements, or you're going to have to stop being vegan.
All of these things? You listed 2.
Well, I mean,
B12 and vitamin D. And those are the two that Dr. Neil Barnard recommends that everyone takes anyway.
Unless there were more.
Are there more?
Not, well, let's see.
We'll see.
You're going to have to go back to eating, animal protein and animal-based foods as well as plant-based foods, which was honestly expected and unexpected for me because, I had been vegan for almost a decade with almost no health issues, but I was like, okay, my levels are super low. These aren't things I can readily get in plant-based foods. And if I want to optimize my health, live the best life I can, maybe I shouldn't be vegan. But I said, you know what? No, I'm going to keep trying. So I went out and I got supplements for every single thing I was deficient in. And listen, that got old really, really quickly. If you're new to this channel or if you don't know, I am transgender, which part of that entails taking hormones every single day to keep my levels at a normal female level. And I take 6 pills every single day just to do that. So that's just dealing with me being trans. So I'm taking all these supplements on top of taking 6 pills a day just for my hormone levels. And I'm like, okay.
Again, all these supplements. Was that 2 more pills that she needed to add to her?
So going from 6 to 8, bridge too far. I can't do it.
So if it's for the animals, that willingness to take 2 extra supplements.
And you don't have to take them every day, by the way. You can take a weekly or a monthly B12.
Or a spray.
It can be as convenient as you want it to be.
What strikes me is that there was a solution. The solution was supplements. And no, we've been vegan for 10 years and all of a sudden
can't pull it off.
Just that becomes too much. It sounds a little disingenuous to me.
Yeah, what's more reasonable? That you take 2 extra supplements or that you go back to killing innocent animals and drinking milk that's supposed to go to a baby calf and eating chicken
all
periods
that, right?
and yeah, like what?
If she's vegan for ethics too, she must know all that.
The simplest solution would be to take the supplements. And again, we've only heard 2, so if there are more, maybe we'll find out, but
something has to give. I am not going to destroy my liver taking a dozen pills every single day just to make up for the fact that I'm not eating certain foods when I could just eat those certain foods.
Destroy your liver? B12 destroys your liver?
Vitamin D destroys your liver?
And she just said a dozen. So if she's taking 6
plus 2
hormonal pills.
I mean, the 6 plus 2 is 8, unless there are more that she's not telling us. It just sounds very...
So there's 4 more mystery vitamins that she's deficient in.
So I basically couldn't even do it. And I know to any vegans watching, it just sounds like excuses to them. I know the mindset that they're in because that's the mindset I was in for so long, especially as a teenager. I don't know. I don't see them as excuses. I see them as reasons. I was vegan for 10 years. And I think that there are a lot of valid ethical reasons to be vegan. But I would argue that there is less of an ethical reason for me to willingly put a detriment onto my own health just for the sake of not eating certain foods. And honestly...
Hold on. How is taking the supplements that you're deficient in detrimental to your health?
I don't know.
This comes across as completely like...
This is upsetting because... It's just, I can't imagine after 10 years, the one thing that would throw you off completely would be these extra supplements.
If we went to the doctor and the doctor was like, oh my God, Anna and Brian, you're both horribly deficient in vitamin D, wouldn't we just go to CVS and get the vitamin D supplement?
Yeah.
This comes across as very intellectually dishonest. She's smart enough to just supplement the vitamins or eat food that's fortified with it. So why would you go back?
All right, let's see. What else?
And honestly, another reason I stopped being vegan is, despite probably popular belief, I hate being the center of attention. And when you're the only vegan in a group of friends...
Hold on. I know I'm not letting her finish her sentence, but you have a YouTube channel.
You're yelling into a camera and microphone and putting it on the internet. I think you do want to be the center of attention.
Well,
you're centered in the frame, and our attention is on you.
Or do you not like that? Because then why would you put yourself through that? That seems like more of a hassle than the supplements.
Yeah, I'm going to put in all this work and amass almost 400,000 subscribers, but I really don't like it at all.
Let me let her finish.
Yeah.
In your family or in a group setting or a business dinner or anything, you are the center of attention because you have to say, I'm vegan, so we can't go to that restaurant, or I'm vegan, so, where's the vegan menu? It's like it's just not my gig. I don't like doing that anymore as an adult who has to go to dinners with people. And
okay, so specifically speaking, I believe she's saying she does not like to be the center of attention when you're, I guess, some people... In social settings. Wouldn't you have gotten used to that after 10 years?
Yeah.
Like, it's been, what, over 2 years since we've been vegan, and we're kind of like...
And she said, oh, I can't go to that restaurant, I'm vegan. Have we ever said that to anyone?
No. Here's the thing, I know a lot of vegans...
You just go.
I know a lot of vegans avoid going to restaurants that are non-vegan.
Yeah.
We do it a little bit differently, and we try to show people that wherever you go, you can choose to eat vegan. Because one of the number one reasons that people are intimidated by veganism is because they think they can't eat anything anymore, and when they go out, it's going to be so restrictive, and we don't want to put that out there.
No.
You know, if our friends go out somewhere and we don't have a choice but to go to that restaurant, whether it be, it's their birthday party and that's where they want to have it, we will go and we will eat vegan, and no big deal. People get used to it. Maybe as new vegans, it was a bit of a thing at first, and
well, when you're a new vegan,
kind of dies down.
Yeah, your eyes are opened. You're like, oh my gosh, what? All the 14 out of the 15 causes of death can be prevented by a whole food plant-based diet. Why didn't anybody tell me this? Oh my gosh, you don't understand what happens to pigs? They get gassed to death. Like, all this information, it all gets flooded in when you're new. Yeah. And you want to spread that information to all your friends and all your family, and you guys, listen, guys, I'm telling you. I was the same way. You guys have to listen. And you realize, like, some people listen, most people don't. But it does you no good to just go, well, I'm just going to not be vegan when I go out to social settings. Because I don't make a decree like a town crier when we sit down at a restaurant. I am vegan. Excuse me. And the waitstaff. I shall not be eating anything non-vegan at this establishment. Ever! All we do is we say, hey, can we get the margarita pizza with no cheese? And the table might not even hear you. Yeah. Because you're just talking to the waiter or the waitress.
Or the comment you might get is like, wait, no cheese on your pizza? Oh, I can't, whatever. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, I just don't want to eat cheese. Or, yeah, I'm vegan. Or whatever you want to say.
They might even have a veggie burger on the menu.
They'll have to
just order that.
It's up to your friends and family to sit with that. It's not your load to carry. If they have a problem with you being vegan, that's their problem. 99% of people around you will get used to it, and it'll just be who you are.
If who you are is a person that loves animals, cares about them, cares about the environment, you care about your own health, then why would you let the opinion of other people change who you are? You are you. And if you don't want to harm animals through factory farming or any farming whatsoever, then don't do it. Who cares what someone at your luncheon thinks?
Okay, let's continue.
Yes.
So in conclusion, I stopped being vegan because over a long period of time, my health declined, and it was very clearly linked to my diet because I figured it out. I went to a doctor and it was linked to my diet. So that is all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope you guys leave, all the feedback you want in the comments. Definitely be respectful to each other though, because I know this topic gets people so heated. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.
Okay, so to sum up, Blaire White, who's been vegan for 10 years, decided to stop being vegan because vitamin B12 though, vitamin D though, and it's hard to eat with friends though.
Solid logic.
If you're really vegan for the animals.
And for your own health.
And for the environment, for whatever reason, are those good reasons to stop being vegan after 10 years? What are you going to do with your tattoo? I know that's not a serious question.
She's going to put the red circle with the slash through it.
Wouldn't you feel a little bit conflicted and a little bit upset and frustrated?
There's got to be a way I can fix this problem.
She doesn't look perturbed or affected by this. She didn't even say, I'm really bummed because this was my life. This is how I identified, and these poor animals, and what do? I didn't see any sort of conflict. So I'm just confused. When it comes to our mukbang rebuttals, particularly when they deal with other YouTubers, whether that's Roaming or UV or Cather Out, people seem to get upset with us, and you know, they leave comments and they'll say, you guys are judgmental. Yes,
we are.
We're judging you.
We're judging you because you went to a doctor who told you that you were deficient in B12 and vitamin D, and you felt like, oh, I can't sit down at a dinner and order a vegan meal, so I'm going to go back to a life of exploiting animals and eating their flesh, their milk, their eggs, rather than just continuing on with a vegan diet that you did for 10 years. So yes, judgment is coming your way because it's a bullshit reason. Yeah. Well, 3 bullshit reasons to be exact. If
you were really vegan for ethical reasons, how can you just flip that off? I don't respect that. I mean, that's weak.
Yeah, it's a definite lack of want to. We can sit here and rattle off a list of dozens of top athletes who are all vegan, who don't have any problem with energy or lethargy or protein or B12 or vitamin D or anything. So that is the Blaire White video. Now we know what everyone's talking about.
I thought we'd have to do a ton more research.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to be sitting here and looking stuff up, trying to debunk.
We were like, oh, we're going to debunk the shit out of this. Oh, your doctor debunked it for you. Take a vitamin B12 supplement, take a vitamin D supplement, and don't care what other people think of your vegan lifestyle.
Does that sound feasible?
Oh, it's way easier to just murder animals. Way easier.
So guys, those are our thoughts on Blaire White's video. We'd love to hear yours, so please feel free to leave your comments. And if you liked this video, please feel free to click that thumbs up button down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe!
Make sure to hit that notification bell too, so you'll be notified every time our new video comes out.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, check out our Etsy store. We have new stuff coming, yay!
Yes, we had an influx of sales.
Thank you, Mike the Vegan.
Thank you to Mike the Vegan. He wore our shirt in his Blaire White video, which you guys can check that out down below. So head on over to his channel, give him a thumbs up as well. Mike's a great friend. Thank you, Mike. And if you guys don't know who Mike the Vegan is, but you're here, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know how you found us first.
Go check out his channel.
But definitely check out Mike the Vegan. We will have more inventory. We're sorting it out. Yeah. We're placing an order. We're going to get more in, we promise. In the meantime, we've got other shirts and stickers too.
And these, by the way, got them at the Vegan Street Fair. If you didn't check out that video.
That's right.
It's down here below. This is from Threads for Love.
And this is from Vegetarian.
And finally, thank you so much to all our Patreon patrons and all our new Patreon patrons. Thank you so much for continuing to support this channel. It really helps us out.
And if you like the channel and you like what we do, you want to become a Patreon patron, you can do that thing. The link is in the description below.
Bye. Bye.
Like the type of answer that most non-vegans, most meat eaters would accept. Oh yeah, you went vegan? Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, vitamin deficiency. Ugh. What if your kid came home from school and was like, this other kid at school said something bad about me, so I'm just gonna change who I am fundamentally. Like, that's bullying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would you want that for your son or daughter? For them to change who they are based on other people's opinion of them?
I know you guys are wondering about this little
That's going to be all the comments. Yeah. All the comments. Bangs, though! Bangs! Oh! Doesn't she look sexy?
Thank you.
You look sexy with the bangs. I could eat more. I probably will eat more because they're just potatoes, man. Are you going to overeat on potatoes? Like, try. Try to overeat on potatoes and apples and kale and bananas. It's called a meat gut for a reason. Ew. There's no such thing as an apple gut. Or a potato gut.
I'm so confused.
You're worth it to me.